Welcome in, everyone. Happy White Sunday or a Whit Sunday, or however it's really spoken in the English world. And there's also another holiday today, but it doesn't tell me on my calendar what this is called in English. So happy holiday, whatever it may be today for you guys. Happy Sunday for everyone else who doesn't have a religious holiday today. So I hope you all had a good week. And yeah, we have a pretty packed topic lineup for today. So I'm looking forward to the episode. I really have to say that. We have a lot to talk about. The past 2 weeks were pretty, VR heavy, you can say that, because we have, I can actually go to the, I can actually go to our show notes for today. So, as follow-up to our last stream, we were going to talk today about the announcements from AMD at Computex. So basically announcing Ryzen 7000 series for the fall of this year. Then we are getting into VR or XR topics. So Pimax has announced the Pimax Crystal QLED VR headset. Sony basically showcased the games for the PlayStation VR2, and there are some intriguing things happening in regards to the Apple XR headset and the rumored realityOS. Then a big additional acquisition in the IT industry. Boradcom is acquiring acquires VMware. Then tomorrow starts Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, and the legislators in New York State in the United States were pretty busy, and they basically put right to repair for electronics into law. So that's a list of topics. Doesn't look much more than usual, but if I show you the list of reference links, it's long today. It's really long. So yeah. As I said, lots to talk about. So yeah, and today's episode will be episode 20 of the podcast. So next big milestone happening today, 20 podcast episodes in overall, and I'm really happy that we're now in the 6th or 7th month where I was actually able to keep up the 2-week schedule for the podcast. So I am really happy about that. So and bringing back the podcast segments also had a positive effect on my YouTube channel. So also welcome to the new subscribers that have entered in the past 2 weeks. Welcome to the community, and yeah. So as always, quick disclaimer ahead: if you have questions or comments during the recording, please put them in the chat. I will be answering questions and comments basically afterwards, or if you have additional topics that you would like to have discussed, put them in chat before I get started. So that's a nice thing of doing the recording live and making it a bit interactive. And yeah, Originally, I thought I would also be able to do my reviews for the Steam Deck and the Sword controllers this weekend, but that's not happening. As it looks like. Perhaps I get time to do it tomorrow, but yeah, things have shifted again, and yeah, so we'll have to see how everything goes. And I'm definitely planning to do it. I also did not yet reach out to Pimax support regarding one issue with the Sword controllers, and I actually want to do that before I do the full review. So yeah. Okay, where are we time-wise? We are 7 minutes in. Let's wait an additional moment for people to join before we start into the recording. Yeah, another thing that I saw, basically for those of you who are watching also my gaming content, I had a bit of issues with my green screening setup for VR, which was caused, it seems like, by a bug in the mixed reality solution Live that I'm using. There was now an update that should be fixed now, but yeah, I invested now into basically some big green screen cloth that I plan on using going forward, since there will be updates also for my streaming setups. I will be finally wall mounting my lighthouse stations for VR, so that I don't have to shift those around anymore. And yeah, so that's let me know if that's content that would interest you. Put it either in chat, or if you are watching the VOD later, put it in the comments. And yeah, I would be interested to know if setting up lighthouse stations in a permanent manner is something that you would like to see. Okay, and we are approaching the 10-minute mark, so yeah, let's get set up to start the recording. Let's stop the music. Let's switch scenes. Okay. Yeah, oh, and I showed you the show notes earlier, and we of course have the show notes also available as a link. There you go, posted it just in chat. And yeah, basically there will be a few articles, especially the game announcements, where I will not go into details. So if you're interested in a particular game, head over to the show notes, and you will find the link to the article that I'm referencing in the particular segment. So that disclaimer out of the way, and let's see. Oops. And we got a spammer. So yeah, certain things are on the blacklist. So you're welcome in, but please don't spam the chat. And yeah, so where was I? Yeah, we wanted to start the recording. So let's see if my countdown works again, because this is very helpful for me as a delimiter when I do the editing. So let's see. And yeah, as I said earlier, if you want to jump in with comments and questions, please do so. And I will discuss them after we conclude the recording. So let's get started.
Three, two, one, zero.
And welcome to my technology podcast. I'm your host, Bastian Noffer, and this is episode 20, recorded on June 5th, 2022. And yeah, we have a pretty packed lineup of topics for you today. So a lot of stuff to talk about, and yeah, I am really looking forward to the discussions, and depending if there are questions, I might be from chat, I might be discussing stuff after the topics as well. So this is recorded live on Twitch and YouTube every 2 weeks on Sundays at 2 p.m. CEST. And if you want to get to the show notes, you will find them either in the episode description or in the video description below, yeah, down there. And of course, you will find them on my blog, BNOTECHCAST.com. And yeah, so let's right away jump into the topics for today. Because, as I said, we have a packed show today. And topics for today are, as a follow-up to last episode, we have the formal announcement from AMD for the Ryzen 7000 series of processors for the fall of this year, including new chipsets and so on and so forth. We will be discussing that. Then we have a large AR, XR, VR section of topics. Pimax presented this Wednesday the Pimax Crystal QLED, or not on Wednesday, it was on Tuesday. Which is their newest high-end VR headset. Then there was also an event by Sony, I think it's called State of Play or something like that, and they did a big showcase for the upcoming PlayStation VR, including showing off content from various games that will be launching at PlayStation VR 2. Then we have some updates in regards to the rumored Apple XR headset and the rumored operating system called realityOS. Then we continue with another acquisition story, because Boradcom acquires VMWare, one of the biggest tech industry acquisitions at the moment again. And of course, tomorrow starts Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, WWDC. And then there is news in regards to right to repair, because lawmakers in New York State in the United States passed a bill that now put right to repair for electronics into law. Yeah, so that's the lineup, and as always, basically you will find all the links to the articles I will be referencing on the show page, on the show notes. As I said, you will find them linked in the video description, or if you're watching live, you will find them in chat, or you can type exclamation mark show notes and you'll get the link right away. I'm actually not sure. That is probably currently not working for YouTube, but that might change in the future. I have to work on several new stuff for the streaming setup. So yeah, then let's get into the first topic. Here we are on videocards.com. This is a new article. The original presentation was on May 23rd, but this article already has some more updates than what it was presented in the presentation when AMD basically kicked off Computex 2022. And yeah, so the specs for Ryzen 7000s are looking not too bad. They have basically a sheet down here with where they compare the different generations. You have Metis, of course, which is a Zen 2. You have here VMWare, which is the current Zen 3 generation, so Ryzen 5000. Then also the Ryzen 50R800X 3D generation, VMware X 3D, and then of course the one that we are interested in here is the Raphael core, which is the Ryzen 7000 series based on 5nm Zen 4. And yeah, what has been confirmed is that similar to previous generations, max core count for Ryzen 7000 will also be 16 cores. And of course, as we already discussed, it will be running on the AM5 socket, running DDR5 memory. And yeah, the power consumption ramped up quite a bit compared to the previous generations, because basically then 2 till then 3 D. Oh, it's really called not Zen 3 Plus, it's called the Zen 3D. Okay, did not know that either. And yeah, basically those generations all had a max TDP or max TDP of 105 watts, which is actually pretty low compared to what Intel has been working with lately, and they are now pumping this up to 170 watts, and so not as bad as what basically the latest Intel CPUs can draw, but yeah, quite high as well. And then of course PCI Express 5 support, and those CPUs require the 600 series chipsets. What is important is, where is it mentioned here? Yeah, here it is. Basically, the integrated GPU, which will be powered by AMD's RDNA 2 architecture, will be part of all processors of the Ryzen 7000 series, because it is not a separate chiplet on the substrate, but it will be integrated in the central I/O die of the CPU. So probably, at least at first, we will not be seeing any Ryzen 7000 CPUs that will not feature integrated graphics. If you ask me, at some point AMD will have enough I/O dies with the defective GPU that they will probably want to utilize those, and they will release CPUs without integrated graphics. But I think that will be something that will happen down the line, and basically now the first wave of Ryzen 7000 will be with all with integrated Radeon graphics. Then there was also a clarification in regards to the AI enhancement feature that was discussed as a feature during the keynote. And as it turns out, this is basically just AMD improving on their AVX 512 instruction set. So this is now something, that's basically not as exciting as it originally sounded. And also in regards to follow-up roadmap in regards to Ryzen 7000 Threadripper, no comments yet. And so we have to see how that is going. And of course, there were also the confirmations in regards to the various chipsets. So basically, AMD is scaling their chipset family a bit more. There will be the X670 Extreme chipset, which will be basically the balls to the walls, can do everything chipset. And the X670 will be basically what basically everyone normal will be running when you're running a higher tier Ryzen 7000 CPU, because I actually see the X670 Extreme only in really, really expensive high-end boards and perhaps workstation boards, but not in the, let's say, mid to high-end segment where most enthusiasts basically buy. So I personally would not be buying a X670 Extreme board. I would stick with X670 because this is completely enough. Because you still retain compatibility for PCI Express 5 storage and graphics, but I think some of the other PCI Express slots that you will be having on your boards, they will be PCI Express 4.0. And so B650 will basically drop graphic slot support for PCI Express 5 and will only offer PCI Express 5 storage, which is fine. Yeah, I already saw someone, some tech YouTuber, do a pretty heavy rant on the scaling of chipsets. Basically, this is a rip-off or something. Basically, this is AMD's first foray for the DDR5 and PCI Express 5 era, and you don't need PCI Express 5 for a GPU. You will not need it for years. That's why B650 as the main consumer chipset, only supporting PCI Express 5.0 storage, is fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. I am, for example, myself in my in my both rigs that I use for gaming and so on, I am only using PCI Express 3 SSDs. And I have no complaints at all. If asset streaming really becomes a thing, so with how is it called again? The Microsoft's direct storage technology. Yeah, PCI Express 4 will be relevant in the consumer sector. Definitely. But until that, then you don't even need PCI Express 4 for storage. It's nice, yes, but you don't need it. And you can save a few bucks when you're building a mainstream rig with, let's say, a 7600X. Yeah, you put a 7600X in there, and you put it on a B650 board. You will be fine. You will be completely fine, and you will be fine for years. Literally for years. If AMD is going to do the compatibility for AM5 that they did now for AM4, you will have a setup that will last you at least the next 5 years. Or let's say you have a platform that will last you that long. You will have upgrade potential. You will have all the performance you want. Because even, I think at the moment, even the biggest GPUs, they basically saturate PCI Express PCI Express 3 at the most. So you don't need yet PCI Express 4, even for GPUs. That might change with the how is it called again? Bar support. So, but what AMD basically calls their don't remember what their technology is called again, where basically the CPU can access directly the video memory, and if that combined with direct storage becomes more prevalent, yes, that might be a bottleneck. But we are still talking PCI Express 4.0 here, so it will be completely fine. And yeah, so all the features that you get is actually pretty nice. So the 600 series motherboards will offer up to 24 PCI Express Gen 5 lanes for storage and graphics, up to 14 super speed USB 20 gigabits Type C, Wi-Fi 6E support with DBS and Bluetooth, low energy for Wi-Fi 5.2. AMD also revealed 600 series motherboards will be equipped with up to 4 HDMI 2.1 and DisplayPort 2 outputs. So that's also good to see. Right, it was called Smart Access Memory. And yeah, also new feature Smart Access Storage will be part of the platform. And yeah, this is basically in addition to this basically works alongside Microsoft's direct storage technology. I remember it, they talked about that in the keynote presentation. So yeah, that's the Ryzen 7000 announcement. So basically, third or fourth quarter, more likely fourth quarter, third quarter would be fall, but I would say expected in fourth quarter in regards to availability. And let's see how that whole launch is going. And yeah, basically, for myself, I will not be upgrading because I'm still running even Zen 3 at the no, Zen 2 at the moment in my main rig. I updated my VR rig to a 5600 a few weeks ago, so that's but there might be just a motherboard swap coming because the B450 board that I'm using has some issues, sadly. Yeah, but I will not be upgrading to Ryzen 7000 anytime soon, so probably 8000 will be the next one or so. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, then we already get to the hot VR topics of the past few weeks. And this is primarily the announcement of the Pimax Crystal QLED. And yeah, Pimax basically is releasing its first standalone headset. So this one shares a lot of traits with the Pimax 12K headset that they showcased, I think, last year. And this thing has a lot of... All right, it was called Pimax 12K QLED. And it shares a lot of traits with that, and has a lot of unique, or yeah, I'm not sure if it's unique anymore, but I think it's pretty interesting functionality wise. But I would say it's still way out of range for most people. And it will not dethrone the Quest 2 or the Index in regards to being the most popular VR headsets. So that's for sure. The article that I'm referencing here right now is on Road to VR. I actually wanted to watch the announcement presentation from Pimax live on Tuesday, and saw the whole presentation, and actually I found it hilarious. I think they're trying to imitate Apple, and they're doing a very poor job with it. As much as I love my own Pimax headset, and I'm looking forward to the software improvements that are coming due to the new headset lineup, basically the Crystal QLED and also the 12K QLED, they are basically falling into a new family of headsets. I think, if I remember correctly, Pimax is calling this the Reality series. And so a lot of functionality that is developed for this still will be available in regards to software through the Pi tool for older headsets. So I'm looking forward to the improvements that they're making, the investment that they're making in their software ecosystem, because it's really needed. Sorry. And the headset actually combines a lot of things that Pimax has been working on in the past. They basically integrated the eye tracking module from Tobii, and they again have ultra high resolution screens, and you can use WiGig to use the headset wireless, and which of course is and you can use it standalone. So the headset itself, same as with the 12K QLED, will feature the Snapdragon SR2. We discussed that one Or was it the SR2? Let's say here anywhere. I think it was the SR2. We basically the one that we discussed the reference design for last episode. And yeah, the headset therefore will have dual mode, so you can use it as a PC VR headset or standalone. And there is custom silicon in there that will actually work to basically figure out what you basically need. And what's interesting is the eye tracking basically will allow the headset to automatically adjust the IPD for you. So you don't have to adjust the IPD manually anymore. It will track your eyes and it will adjust the IPD for you. And that would be interesting to see if that works with my eyes, actually. And as you can see on this picture here, the headset will feature interchangeable lenses. So you can actually switch between maximum clarity lenses and maximum field of view lenses. So the display itself okay. So the headset will still have an angle and field of view of 120 degrees with a PPD with 42, and basically with the wide angle lenses that are not as clear, you will lower the PPD to 35, but you get a 140 degree field of view. So you have a choice, and if I remember correctly, they basically ship you both lenses with the headset. And yeah, so that's those are two very interesting features. If you want to use the headset with the Lighthouse system, you have to buy an additional SteamVR tracking faceplate. So this is interchangeable. So the faceplate here, you can change it for use with Lighthouse. And yeah, so basically only if you all get the faceplate and the headset itself, and you don't even have the base stations then included, the headset already comes up to $2,100 US, and that's probably before taxes. So yeah, that's a lot of money. And when I imagine that I paid roughly 1,100 euros for my whole kit for the 5K Super. Yeah, so that's roughly the amount of money that you also pay for the Index full kit, what I paid last year. And this is a lot of money, and this headset will not be for everyone. So specs wise, display is 2800 by 2800 per eye, and it's a QLED plus mini LED display, which basically means it's a Samsung display, because I think Samsung is currently the only company that has QLED. And yeah, refresh rate is up to 160 hertz. Aspheric lenses, of course, for clarity. So you can swap the lenses, and it will also support, basically you can get custom lenses depending on your diopter of your eyes. It's called the processor is called the XR2, not the SR2, sorry. RAM configuration storage is currently unknown. Wi-Fi 6E and optional 60 GHz add-on. You will need you need to buy an add-on for using the headset in wireless PC VR mode. So that's important. It has a 6,000 milliampere hour battery. I'm actually not sure how long this will hold up, so probably we will be using a power bank for longer sessions. So the question is how realistic is the wireless PC VR setup when you really want to drive the displays. And yeah, so it has inside-out tracking and optional SteamVR tracking. So for Lighthouse, then of course you will getting the controllers, audio. You will have the audio solution is basically the same as with current Pimax headsets. So the headset comes with the integrated speakers, the integrated headphones, which are really bad. So the upgrade to the how are they called again? KD mask, I think, is definitely recommended. I did the same for the 5K Super, and I did not regret it. Audio quality now is really good, and yeah, but it's a upgrade that you have to do yourself. It's not complicated, but it's, if I remember, the upgrade kit costs about 50 euros or $50. So it's quite a bit. And yeah, there will also be a pass-through view faceplate coming up. So, and there will be a lot of software changes coming up. So there will be a new Pi tool version, bringing new functionality, as I said earlier, to the whole Pimax headset lineup. It will also be bringing the Pimax store, where basically Pimax also showcased some games as part of their store announcement. And Pimax, we need to have a word. You are showcasing a high fidelity headset and use games to showcase your upcoming store that look like they could have been released in 2017. This is a joke. You should have partnered with, for example, Hubris, which is a title that is coming up. Bringing that to your store, or other games. There are a lot of indie studios in the VR space that are doing really good games, and what you showed during the presentation, guys, is not very attractive, let's say. So please bear in mind that you are basically showcasing high fidelity, high quality headsets in regards to details and so on. And you should showcase this with content that basically matches the capabilities of your headset. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this. So I like to see, I like a lot of the things that Pimax did here, especially the interchangeable lens thing and the auto IPD with the eye tracking. If that's something that could be brought to, let's say, the full kit €1,000 class of headsets, so like the Pimax 5K Super or the Index, that would be amazing. Because that would make setup and the barrier of entry so much easier for a lot of people, and a lot of people are really struggling with the IPD setup for their Pimax headsets. It also took me a while to get it right for me, and a lot of try and error, and having this adjust automatically is an amazing way to do it, and to have this auto adjust. That's really, really good. And also, as I said, interchangeable lenses is a great thing. Overall, the whole package of the Crystal QLED is really good, in my opinion. But it lacks a bit in showcasing, and of course, the barrier of entry with the high costs is steep. It's very steep. So it's if Pimax would have been able to, or let's say, if Pimax would be creating, let's actually do that live. Let's go to their website, because I don't know what the resolution of the 5K is at the moment. 5K Super, here we are. So yeah. Where is it? So it's, for example, now with the 5K Super, it's now going for $499, and if you get this sword, the basically they now have a kit with a sword. You can get. So basically, you can get now the Vision, the 5K Super. You can basically get for about 900, 800. What is it? 800 to for about 900 euros. And this is, if I remember correctly, with tax included. Where is it? Your price, tax is included. And I think those ready to go kits, they are actually shipping through Amazon, so you don't have to wait with China deliveries. So that is at least good that it has dropped in. That this has also dropped in price now. And where? I'm irritated by the page again. So yeah, I'm on the Pimax website right now. So just to reiterate for those people listening, and so this headset is basically 2560 by 1440. So it's a bit lower resolution than the Crystal, but basically, if with that display quality, Pimax would be releasing a headset with similar capabilities, that would be basically amazing. So you can get a lot of the features from the newer headsets here as well. There's the eye tracking module you can get, and you can also get the gesture tracking module. I actually have that. So that would actually be a reason for me to perhaps even get the if okay, you don't have the motorized adjustment of the lenses, but if Pimax would enable with the eye tracking module, basically aiding you in the setup process, then that would be already pretty amazing. So that could be something for recommending the eye tracking module as well. And if you get the eye tracking, do they list it here? Yeah, and here is also the headphones that I mentioned, the KD Mass. They cost 60 euros at the moment. That's the hand tracking module. They're not listing it at the moment, sadly. Okay, nevertheless, that was all the Pimax stuff. Next topic is PlayStation VR. There was a State of Play event. Was it called State of Play? Yes. There was a State of Play event. I'm again on Road to VR. So basically, everything that is related now to the PSVR 2 is all on Road to VR. And I will not go into details for all the announcements in regards to games. So if you want to learn more about what the news is for a particular game, please have a look at the show notes. Those are linked in the episode description, or if you're watching the VOD, it's linked down below in the description, and you will get all the links there to the different articles, so you can read up on the details that are interesting to you. So there is not yet the release date for the PlayStation VR 2, but Sony basically did a lot of presentations in regards to upcoming titles for the PSVR 2, and there will be new versions for Resident Evil titles. So the latest Resident Evil 8 Village will be getting the motion controlled support from for PSVR 2. Then we will also have a remake of Resident Evil 4 that it will be coming for PSVR 2 and the PlayStation 5. Then there will also be a update for No Man's Sky to support PSVR 2. So it's actually nice to see that Hello Games continues to invest in VR support, because a fellow streamer, Corbin78, he is basically streaming also sometimes No Man's Sky, and I think he streamed that last on Friday. So if you want to check him out, I can do a shout out. He might actually be watching the live recording. And yeah, so he is streaming that, and he also played the VR mode in multiplayer a few times, and they had quite a bit of issues there, and that would be nice to see if Hello Games would also improve on that, basically as part of the PlayStation rework, because a lot of more people will be playing the game in VR, and multiplayer has quite become a big component of the game, and yeah, so it would be nice to see that the whole No Man's Sky community gets some benefits out of that particular move. And the last announcement was, no, it was not the last announcement. The next announcement was in regards to The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. That is also coming to PSVR and PSVR 2. And last but not least, we have a Horizon Call of the Mountain announcement, which it will basically be a so Call of the Mountain will be basically based on, if I see that correctly, it will be based on Forbidden West and will be a PlayStation VR exclusive. So yeah, so a lot of announcements, a lot of showcases. As I said earlier, if you want to get details on any of these, please feel free to get to the show notes. And just posting the link again in chat. And yeah, you can read up on the games that interest you. Next topic, we are staying in the VR or in the extended reality space, is news about Apple's rumored XR headset. And news have been basically toppling each other over in that regard in the past few months. As you can see here, Apple is basically rumored to have delayed the headset to 2023, and that there will be no worldwide developer conference announcement tomorrow. And they are basically investing quite heavily at the moment. Also, they hired a Dolby engineer to work on the audio solution and so on. So you can already see this will not only probably not only be AR, but also VR with a pretty dope solution. And I'm really looking forward to what Apple will be doing with this. And yeah, a lot of people are now basically expecting nothing regarding the headset to happen at WWDC. But I beg to disagree, and we will get to why I disagree later. That things are ramping up with the headset. You can also see that basically Apple is now working with people from their Apple TV Plus Hollywood studio to create content for the headset. So we will be seeing a lot of first-party content for the headset. I don't expect to already see something of this year on what they are working on. Perhaps we're getting a sneak peek tomorrow. Why I say that is is basically there was the leak through, I think, Safari Code or something. We covered that in a previous episode, where the name realityOS basically got leaked, and apparently Apple now formally internationally trademarked realityOS. So realityOS is a thing. And normally Apple only trademarks things globally shortly before they get revealed. So here is my prediction for tomorrow's WWDC keynote. We will get a sneak peek of the headset, but the focus of the announcement tomorrow will not be the headset. It will be the OS. Because even if the headset launches next year, Apple is also launching a new app store for realityOS. And besides all the good first-party content that they're working on right now, which we discussed just a minute ago. New headset. This is a new headset. This is a new product line for Apple. It's a new operating system. Yeah, it shares its core with iOS, iPadOS, tvOS, watchOS, blah, 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 blah. But it is a unique platform, which is with its unique challenges. And they will want enough third-party content on the device itself. And I can imagine that this will be pretty huge. And I actually expect that Apple will make available dev kits starting tomorrow or the end of the week. So developers can actually develop products for the headset. And I would expect probably launch of the headset sometime next year in spring. So they announced then from fully the headset. They do a big showcase with their first party content, with solutions partners came up with, and yeah, that will be the big launch. So that's my prediction. That I actually learned of this article only today when I prepared for the show, and I basically made the prediction on in the comment section of a YouTuber named Luke Miani a few days ago. I don't have a comment at hand right now, but I basically predicted exactly that. And seeing this article here basically proved that to me that this is the most likely case. So we will get to see Apple's headset in a sneak peek tomorrow, and we will be learning about realityOS in more detail. And in regards to what's else coming up in regards to WWDC tomorrow, we get to that topic later. Okay, what I actually forgot to mention, the articles on the XR headset topics that I was showing here and that I was referencing. The first one was from Mac Rumors, the second one was from 9to5Mac, and the last one in regards to the trademark was from Road to VR again. Next up is Boradcom acquiring VMware, one of the biggest IT industry deals in quite a while again. So $61 billion are changing hands. And this is causing a bit of a rumble in the IT industry because Broadcom now already announced that VMware is going to switch to a subscription model. So this is probably not something that will be impacting most of people listening to this. But of course, it will impact various people, even people that I know, because this VMware till now had perpetual licenses, and a lot of the infrastructure the internet runs on nowadays is hosted on VMware. And I can understand that this basically creates a rumble in the industry, and let's hope that nothing more bad comes out of it. Basically, the plan to switch to a subscription-based model also already started at VMware themselves earlier in the year, and basically this now through the acquisition only gets accelerated. But definitely a story to follow, and I hope VMware all the best. I used it in the past. We've maintained several systems with it, and it's a good platform. And it's not by accident that VMware is basically number one in hyperscale infrastructure management and so on. So let's see what comes out of this. But again, a lot more companies changing hands at the moment. Next up, we are at WWDC. So what's, of course, not surprising, what can we expect tomorrow? iOS 16, of course. I'm not going through all the rumors. Basically, probably minor tweaks. Then, of course, we will have iPadOS. For iPadOS, a bit of a modernization of multitasking is coming up, it seems. I heard that support for Windows might be coming up, so or at least for sizing stuff. So let's see. macOS 13, yeah, probably only minor updates again, so nothing really interesting. WatchOS, tvOS, and yeah, what most people are expecting are hardware updates. So basically, for tomorrow, basically the announcement of the M2 processor lineup is expected with the new MacBook Air and potentially the Mac Pro. They're also referencing the headset because it's rumored for tomorrow. But most people are not expecting it. So let's see if I'm right in regards to the sneak peek and the realityOS thing. Will be interesting to see. And yeah, what's actually interesting, because they're now talking about the iPad Air here and the Mac Pro, is one of Apple's main retail partners, B&H, had a bit of an oopsie, and they basically created placeholder pages for a M2 Mac Mini and a Mac Mini Tower. So could be that this is a false lead. We don't know that. Or they're just messing with people because, of course, people are looking for that kind of stuff. But in the past, stuff like this were legit errors that already could be found. And so let's see if we will be seeing a Mac Mini and perhaps a tower computer tomorrow. Would be interesting. So from what I heard, the MacBook Air basically is more or less confirmed, and regarding Mac Mini, would be logical if Apple is launching the M2, because the M1 also launched with the MacBook Air and the Mac Mini. So yeah, that's that topic. And of course, we will be discussing the outcomes of tomorrow in the next episode. And yeah, closing down the episode is the news that New York State finally, as one of the first states in the US, put right to repair for electronics into law. This is major news for the whole right to repair scene, and hopefully the first state in the US of many. And if more states adopt this, it will pave the way for international adoption as well. and yeah, that would be amazing. So and the legislators in New York were pretty busy. They basically also put limits on Bitcoin mining using fossil fuels, and there was another bill that they also passed this last week, which just escapes me, but because it's not relevant for this particular tech topic, I did not put in the links. But yeah, this right to repair is coming along, and still a long way to go, but it's making progress. And that concludes the topics for today. And yeah, this was actually pretty long. We are definitely over an hour in regards to episode length. So this is one of the longer episodes. So I'm going to just ask chat if there are any questions or comments that you want to get discussed on now while we are still on the show. If not, if there is nothing, then we will close the episode, and we can chat about topics if you like, also off air. So basically out of the episode. Before we close the episode anyway, a quick reminder again regarding the show notes. You will find them in the episode description. You can also find them on my blog, BNOTechCasT.com. And if you want to follow me and get notified for things to happen, best way is actually follow me on Twitter. So twitter.com/BNOffer. For those watching the video version, the Twitter handle is about there. And also a good place to connect would also be my Discord. There you also get all the updates, and you can also interact with live chat there as well, depending if you're not able to watch. And yeah, that's basically the best channels to be updated on what is happening. And yeah, since I'm not seeing any comments, we're going to close the episode for this for episode 20 of my technology podcast. So thank you everyone for watching and listening, and see you next time. Next episode will be on the 19th of June. So if you want to join in for the live recording, and we'll be on the 19th at 2 p.m. CEST again. And I wish everyone a great time. And for those watching live, great holidays, because this is a holiday weekend, at least in Germany and some other Christian countries. And see you next time. So that is the episode in the books. Let's put back up the music. So yeah, quite a lot of topics with a lot of nuance this time. And I hope the whole discussion was interesting for you. And if there are any questions or comments that you want to get discussed now that we are off episode, feel free to jump in. And if there is nothing, then I will be closing the stream as well soon. so I can get to editing the episode so we can go live at 8:30 p.m. in audio format. If you missed parts of the episode, you can of course watch the VOD on YouTube later or even on Twitch once I can basically publish it, because this is now, I have to manually publish the VODs now on Twitch. So due to the Beat Saber streams, which changed a bit of the policy there. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what Apple does tomorrow. I would be curious if I'm right that we were going to see realityOS tomorrow. I don't know if you're still watching. Thank you for the host, Sas. I appreciate it. And yeah. So yeah, and hopefully tomorrow I will also be able to get some editing done on some more podcast segments. So if you're not able to watch all the episodes basically live and you're just interested in certain topics, then you can also check out the segments playlist on YouTube. It now already has 55 videos on it. So I think you're getting now a sneak peek on what's also coming out already still. So the last one that released, I think, is this one, Windows on the Steam Deck. It released yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Those two are still not public, but because I'm on my own playlist, I already see them. And those are still from an old episode from March, I think. So yeah, and we're currently in a 2-day iteration for the segment releases, so we are able to catch up with the present day. Nah, wrong scene. So yeah, that's it in regards to further updates. Yeah. Then for those who are watching the live stream or the VODs later on YouTube, please leave a like or comment as well. I would love to hear your feedback, or even if you have topic suggestions. Use all the social channels. They're also linked on the YouTube pages, on the channels. So feel free to reach out with topic suggestions and so on and so forth. And yeah, I wish everyone a nice rest of the weekend and holiday, since we have a holiday tomorrow as well, so we have a bit longer weekend. And yeah, enjoy your time, and hopefully see you next time in 2 weeks. So on the 19th at 2 p.m. CEST, there will be episode 21. And therefore, thanks for watching and listening. See you next time.
Bye.